Welcome back to our first minyan. Things are getting back to normal. This week's Torah portion is Vayakel, and it has 122 verses, and 120 of them deal with the construction of the Mishkan, the tabernacle in the desert. However, the opening two verses deal with the subject of Shabbat, the commandment to keep Shabbat. And the question is, why is it that if the majority of the Torah portion deals with building the Mishkan, the first two verses talk about Shabbat? And a rabbi say that it's teaching us that even when you're building a sanctuary for God, which is a holy endeavor, you still cannot violate Shabbat, which means only 6 days a week shall you build a home for God, just like God spends 6 days of the week building a home for us. And on the seventh day you must rest, you must cease construction of the Mishkan. One of my favorite stories is the story of Puff Diddy, how he was once in some trouble and he was facing some criminal charges, and he went to the best New York defense attorney. His name is Ben Bronfman. He's an Orthodox Jew. And when he came to him, he hired him and he gave him a retainer, a lot of money, $250,000. And then Ben Bronfman said, "Here's my cell phone, you can call me anytime, 24/6. He said, "What do you mean 24/6? He says, "On Shabbat I don't answer my phone." He says, "What Shabbat?" He says, "Shabbat's my day of rest. I'm an Orthodox Jew, I'm with my family, I don't answer the phone." He said, "You're joking." He says, "Anyone answers my phone, nobody doesn't pick up my phone." He says, "No, I'm serious. If it's a life and death matter, you call my secretary, my personal assistant, and if she determines it's life and death, she'll call me. But I don't pick up my phone in Shabbat unless I see she's calling. I know it's life and death." And he said, "You're serious?" He says, "I never heard of that." He said, "Yeah, Shabbat, 24 hours, I turn the phone off, I don't answer any phone calls." That Friday night, Ben Bronfman sitting at the Shabbos table with his wife and kids, and the phone starts ringing. He looks at the call ID to see if it's the secretary. No, it's Puff Diddy. He's calling, doesn't pick up the phone. 10 minutes later, he calls again. For an hour, he keeps on calling to get through to him, but he told him he's not picking up in Shabbat. "You got to call my secretary." After Shabbat, right after Havdalah, Ben Bronfman calls Puff Diddy, and he says to him, "I'm so sorry I didn't take your phone call, but I thought I made up with you. If it's life and death, you call my secretary, but I don't pick up the phone in Shabbat." And Puff Diddy says, "It's okay, I want to thank you for making me $10,000. He says, "I made you $10,000. How'd you do that?" He said, "I was out in a club with my friend on Friday night, and I told him about this new attorney I hired, an Orthodox Jew. He says he doesn't pick up the phone in Shabbat." He said, "Impossible. Nobody wouldn't pick up your phone call." He said, "I'm telling you, he's serious. He doesn't pick up the phone in Shabbat." He said, "I bet you all the money he'll pick it up." He said, "Okay, let's bet $10,000. So we made a bet for $10,000. I kept on calling you. You didn't pick up, and I made $10,000. So the commandment to keep Shabbat is in this week's Torah portion. But our rabbis tell us something interesting. Behind me, you can see the menorah. And the rabbis say that the 7 branches of the menorah represent Shabbat is the middle branch. And then you have the 6 branches: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But if you notice, the way it works is that our rabbis say the following. They say the first day is connected to the 4th day. The second day is connected to the 5th day, and the third day is connected to the 6th day. Why? Because on the first day, God made light. On the 4th day, what did God make? The sun and the moon. So he complemented on the 4th day what he made on the first day. So the 4th day was the match